First, we have f of x equals x minus 2 over x minus 4. First, we need to find the y value at x equals 0. So we replace the variable x with 0 in the expression. So that's why that is there and there. And then we need to simplify the result. To simplify the result, we reduced it by canceling out the common factors. 2 was our greatest common factor because 2 can go into 2 once and then 2 can go into 4 twice. Next, we simplified it by adding 0, so we subtracted 1 from 0, so it would be f of 0 equals negative 1 over 0 minus 2. Then we did the same and subtracted 2 from 0, so negative 1 over negative 2. And then we divided both of the negative numbers, and those resulted in a positive value, which would give us the final answer of 1 over 2. Next, we needed to find the y value at x equals negative 1, so we replaced the variable x with negative 1, just like we did before. And then we need to simplify the results of what it was. So what we did, we subtracted 2 from negative 1 to get us negative 3. And then we subtracted negative 4 from negative 1, which got us to negative 5. So right here. And then we divided the two negative values, and when you divide a negative by a negative, it became a positive. So the answer for us is 3 over 5. We needed to find the y value of x at negative 2, so we plugged in negative 2 into our spot. Next, we reduced it and canceled out all the common factors, so that would be 2 again. So that's how we got to 1. Same thing as before. Next, what we did, we subtracted these, and then, so negative 1 minus 1 equals negative 2, negative 1 minus negative 2 equals negative 3, and then we had to divide these together, so we divided those, and then those cancel out basically to make a positive value, so that would be 2 over 3. What we did next was find the y value at x at 2, so I replaced the variables once again with 2, so we plugged that in. And then we canceled everything out with the GCFs, that's reduced back to 1/2. And then we subtracted 1 from 1, which was 0. And then we subtracted 2 from 1, which was negative 1. And then we ended up having to divide our final equation of 0 over negative 1, and that came out to be f of 2 equals 0. For this one, we found the y value at x equals 3, so what we did, we replaced the x variables of x with 3, and then we subtracted 2 from 3, and then 4 from 3, which got us the 1, and then subtracting 4 from the 3 equals the negative 1. So then we once again divided that, and what we got is f of 3 equals negative 1. Same thing as we did before, finding the y value at x equals 5. So we plugged in 5 into our x spots. Oops. And then what we did next was we subtracted 2 from 5, which got us to 3. And then we subtracted 4 from 5, which got us the 1. So then we did the same thing again, divide it, and then the final answer would be 3. So now that we worked out all those problems, what we had to do was write down the points where we graphed the x and y values as we went. This is our final graph after placing our points onto the graph itself. Okay, the vertical asymptote of our equation was x equals 4. The horizontal one was y equals 1. So the x-intercepts we ended up getting were negative 2, negative 1, 0, 2, 3, and 5. There were patterns of holes in the equations. When we were finding f of 3, there was a situation when there was negative 1 and negative 1, so each number, at least one of negative 1 was in the numerator and the denominator. So the point of discontinuity was x equals 4.